Today, we are meeting with you in this workshop as part of a national creative program by the Department of Education and Knowledge. I am the artist Najat Maki, joining you from the United Arab Emirates. My specialization is relief sculpture and medal making.
And I believe that art encompasses many different areas. It's possible for an artist. You might see me mostly in photography and other fields, but I believe from my perspective that an artist can delve into many different areas, especially in the current time, because the possibilities are truly open.
For the vision, for the ambition to achieve so many different things.
The programs and technologies available in the market, and even the sheer number of them, truly entice artists to experiment with a wide variety of materials. This in itself is incredibly beneficial for any artist. Today, God willing, in this workshop, we will be discussing a brief overview of the art of sculpture. The art of sculpture is considered one of the most important art forms within the field of plastic arts, or more precisely, a distinct branch of the plastic arts. Types of sculpture: three-dimensional sculpture, which is something we can observe from multiple perspectives, or in other words, we can walk all the way around it. This becomes evident to us when we are working on the piece itself.
There's low relief, high relief, and sunken relief carving.
And also, there's a particular type of art, which is sculpture that's suspended in space, or as some might call it, conceptual art. It's quite similar to traditional sculpture because it also incorporates various different materials. And currently, as we've said, the artist explores many different approaches because he must showcase his creativity, he must present an idea, he must convey the deeper meaning of the artwork he is creating, whether it's a sculpture or ceramic pottery or a painting or any other art form in space within the room, whether it's a flat surface or a wall mural.
There are even certain forms of art which are presented on theatrical stages through the medium of visual arts.
Well, today we're going to, of course, delve into the various aspects, or more specifically, the field of sculpture. We'll be looking at examples of what we call bas relief within this particular artwork, and also the different materials that we can potentially use in the art of sculpture.
Well, there are, of course, various types of clay, such as Aswan clay, and then there's plasticine. There are many different kinds of clay available nowadays, with numerous materials and various pastes that have emerged.
Sometimes an artist might utilize paper pulp as a medium to craft intricate sculptural works, or even full-scale sculptures, or sometimes, as they say, they might choose to recycle various materials. This means that items they no longer need can be carefully collected and then thoughtfully assembled into a specific form or model, and then transform it into a unique and expressive work of art. Many artists play a significant role in these works. They have created artistic pieces that carry a deep intellectual message by utilizing the remnants of fabrics, the remnants of papers, and the remnants of other materials that they have discarded. We'll also delve into some of the tools that we might use in this particular art form. And now, God willing, we'll begin with defining clays and defining the specific items, or rather the equipment and materials that we're going to be using in the art of sculpting. We also place a strong emphasis on the significant importance of the family's role within the community, because the family truly stands as the primary pillar for the proper upbringing and cultivation of our young generation. And this is precisely why, when we, through our schools or through our educational system, especially within the realm of art, we place a strong emphasis on the crucial role of the family and on our national identity, and how that is intrinsically linked to the family unit, then we will find ourselves with a multitude of diverse topics.
these topics, we can draw inspiration from the family, we can draw inspiration from the mother's role, we can draw inspiration from the role of the son, we can even draw inspiration from our relationship with the things that are present in the environment around us. So today, God willing, we're going to delve into how we actually think and how we manage to derive our ideas. We'll explore where these ideas truly originate and why the core concept, the very idea itself, is so absolutely fundamental and profoundly important within any artistic creation. Because through a concept, we are able to present multiple diverse meanings. We can, through a specific line or through a particular direction, we are speaking about sculpture here. Through the way elements are oriented within the artwork or in the sculpture itself, we can then express ourselves in a certain form. It holds a certain kind of significance. I mean, for example, through the way the head is turned if there's a particular person involved, or by the raising of a hand, or through the rhythm that's present in all the different elements found within the artistic work itself. All of these things are exactly like how we deal with the flat surface of an artistic painting.
On a flat surface, an artist can really work with color and work with line and work with pause. But in a sculpture, instead of color, we consider mass and we address the void. We look at textures, rhythm and space, how we control the space or how we construct elements within the artistic works area with balance, with a specific rhythm, so that we connect all the elements together, just as we do in any other artistic creation. So today, God willing, we'll be working with some simple things and with a simple vision. We'll present a collection, or rather some key points that might help us in creating a model or a sculptural piece and connect it to the Year of the Family.
We're going to explore some of the various types of sculpture. Right here, we're observing three-dimensional sculpture, and this particular style is one of those forms of sculpture that we've previously talked about, where it can be viewed and appreciated from absolutely every single angle.
Low relief sculpture, which has minimal projection. This specific type of carving protrudes very slightly from the surface of the panel.
This is a form of relief sculpture, specifically what we call low relief, where the carving is not very deep. This particular type is quite similar to coins.
And coins, are actually a specific type of what we refer to as bas relief sculpture. This particular art form you see shares its specialized domain with things like medals and various honorary decorations. And this characteristic has also come to hold significant importance within the realm of currency itself.
Well, this here is a model, or perhaps you could say a replica of some of the ancient Islamic coins. And even the inscriptions themselves, we can clearly observe now that they are essentially an engraving that actually rises above the surface of the coin. Some of the raw materials, as we've previously discussed, are that there are various kinds of clays, like the pottery clay, which is prepared in this manner, and it comes in many different types and forms. Naturally, sometimes the colors can vary quite a bit, either a light gray or a deep dark gray, or it might even be a rich brown. There are many distinct colors, or perhaps green.
There is a particular type of clay that is also available for children. It's specifically designed and made to be suitable for them, ensuring it's completely free from any kind of additives that could potentially cause harm to a child. And this other type, this kind of clay, for example, a child can easily grab hold of this clay, quickly shape it, and it dries out almost instantly. This is quite different from the clay that we as artists typically use. Those of us who truly understand, and artists who possess real experience in the art of sculpting. And when it comes to children, there are specific types of these clays that are designed to really capture a child's attention. They come in a wide variety of different colors, because even from a visual perspective, it truly encourages the child to explore how they can shape and play with these particular clays. And these are precisely the kinds of clays that are readily available and specifically made for children.
There are, of course, pose-specific tools that are used for carving, pose for both the prominent bas relief style
and for the fully three-dimensional figurative sculpture. Apart from that, there's also marble sculpting and sculpting with also iron welding and many other things. I mean, many materials nowadays have become available in addition to marble.
It's quite possible for an artist to, introduce variety within a single piece. For instance, one section of the artwork could be made of marble, while another part might be crafted from a completely different material, such as stainless steel. And this has become very widespread, truly across the entire world, that stainless steel, you see, it readily accepts being formed and shaped, and it possesses a truly beautiful visual quality, as it also reflects the objects and surroundings near it, and it imparts a distinct visual aesthetic to even the passers-by. I mean, whether it's on the street or inside various buildings, or if the artistic work is placed in the public squares.
Well, there's iron welding, as we've already mentioned, and then there's the sculpting, which involves using some fabric remnants and forming them into various shapes.
This, of course, comes down to the artist's vision in giving tangible form to their artistic piece or the specific concept they aim to express within the artwork itself.
Sometimes artistic creations are truly monumental works, and these, of course, are the very pieces that we typically find displayed within museums. In the really grand and prominent museums, and they actually emerged and were quite significant in many ancient civilizations, such as the ancient Egyptian civilization, and also the powerful Babylonian civilization, as well as the various civilizations of the Levant region. So these statues and these human achievements are found all over the world in many different forms, and the vast majority of them.
It can be made from marble or from clay or from stone.
Here, in this prominent sculpture, the three-dimensional form is created using plaster. This means we can pour the plaster, and once it dries, we can carve it either in high relief or intaglio. This process allows us to achieve a beautiful and aesthetically pleasing result.
It is now possible for an artist in this day and age to add color to their sculptures or to paint the image they have created or carved, and this also applies to statues.
There's a certain type of sculpture that's made from leftover cardboard, where it's processed into a paper pulp, and some other materials are added to it, making it quite thick. Or it can be crafted from scrap materials or iron that is no longer usable. Some artists take these materials, weld them together, and transform them into a unique work of art. Initially, it's essential for us to understand how to properly prepare the surface for both raised and sunken carving. So what exactly should we do? So the very first thing we need to do is to create the frame, which, as you can see, can be made from wood. This specific frame right here, we have actually constructed it ourselves entirely from wood. And its depth approximately is going to be just about 1 centimeter. The sole purpose for this is so that we can fill it up with this specific kind of clay, which is the Aswan clay, or this particular type of clay that's readily available.
The clay's consistency, as we're seeing here, should be like a dough. I mean, when I pick up the dough, I should find it cohesive and firm. I don't take clay that is, for example, like these other things. No, I can't use that because this is liquid clay, so I simply can't. It is necessary for the clay to be cohesive.
And I completely fill the entire frame, first, then I carefully level the surface, first, to ensure it's perfectly flush with the surrounding surface, first, because when it comes, I'm applying the material, or perhaps I'm spreading it out across the entire surface. The goal is to ensure that the whole surface becomes completely cohesive and well integrated, or to put it simply, that the entire surface ultimately has just one consistent uniform thickness.
These are some of the crucial steps for either bas-relief or intaglio sculpture. Now, specifically in bas-relief, we're going to explore precisely how we begin,
right after we've thoroughly familiarized ourselves with the various types of tools we'll be utilizing on the artistic surface, or more accurately, the sculptural piece itself. Any artist, when they first begin to prepare the surface or the canvas itself, there absolutely must be a clear idea, just as we have previously mentioned. This particular idea can then be transferred onto tracing paper, which is of course transparent. If he's not able to draw directly onto the surface itself, he could always draw it on a separate piece of paper, and then he can place that paper directly onto the surface right here. And with this kind of this particular impression, it's possible for him to trace directly over the exact same drawing that is already there on the paper, and then the entire design will emerge clearly on the clay surface, after which he can simply lift and remove the paper. He then proceeds to confirm its authenticity, for example, by means of engraving upon its surface. This is the first point. The second point is how we can become familiar with all the other tools that we typically use for sculpting, including some of the specific instruments. For example, this knife that we are currently observing right here.
Sculpting is essentially about either taking material away from the surface or creating a sense of depth within that very surface. And this is quite an important concept. This specific carving tool allows us to precisely cut into the clay in this particular way. So we create the shapes. When we place the shape in the workspace, we define it. This, for example, I'll show you here. We can cut if the workspace is large. We can quickly remove a part of the work. For what purpose?
We changed our minds. We then went on to create a figure or perhaps a specific block, and we quickly realized that it didn't quite align with the initial concept we had envisioned. So we can simply remove it right away with this gentle push.
We also have other tools at our disposal. If we want to create textures on the surface of the artistic work, we can certainly achieve these textures by utilizing this specific tool. We can also create them through, look at this palette knife, we can use it, and it will also provide us with a similar effect. Textures on the surface of the artwork. Pause. There are other tools. For example, if we're working with children, or perhaps we want to create some embellishment on a specific part of the artwork surface on the painting itself. Pause. We can press them. These kinds of things are now readily available in the market. We can press down on it so that the intricate ornamentation that is embedded within this particular piece of wood will then emerge and become visible upon the surface of the artistic creation. And you'll see we can create a very subtle light relief carving, which could then be used perhaps as part of a frame, and then in the second part we'll add other elements. This, of course, ultimately depends on the specific idea or concept we're incorporating into the work itself.
There's a second type of Islamic ornamentation, pause, which you might consider if you personally would like to incorporate this particular idea.
This is one of the various types of Islamic ornamentation. We can apply this particular kind of decoration, and similarly, we can bring it to life within the artistic work using this specific method. We just need to apply a little pressure to the clay, and you'll see that the decoration emerges clearly, cleanly, and with a perfectly smooth finish.
The tools and materials available in the markets now give the artist a kind of artistic creativity, and also make it easier for him so that the ornamentation isn't done by hand. No, the ornamentation comes pre-made and he applies it right away. This really saves a lot of time, because if the artwork required me to spend 3 or 4 days just doing the ornamentation, this specific tool allows me to significantly speed up the completion of the entire artwork. And this in itself, what does it stem from? The availability of certain materials, or even a wide variety of materials and tools in the market, gives the artist a very broad scope for them to innovate and to execute their creative visions in many different ways. If a teacher, whether male or female, is present within the classroom setting, it would be possible for me to precisely determine the specific style of Islamic ornamentation that each individual student will be utilizing. And then there would subsequently be a wide array of diverse concepts and ideas, where one student might then proceed to execute this particular ornamentation in a manner that is quite distinct and unique from that of another student. We offer another creative outlet where the child must also innovate, not just simply ready-made decorations and that's it. They must also have their own vision. I shouldn't just take this ornamentation and apply it to the artwork as is and call it done. No, the work would then be something I brought from another idea and another decoration. But when I add to the artwork
a kind of thought or the visions that are currently present within my mind,
an artwork should emerge with its own distinct creativity. And this is something we absolutely must instill in the new generation, teaching them how to draw inspiration from the various things or tools that are readily available to them, how to effectively utilize the existing tools they possess, in addition to preparing them for the idea, or rather that he should be thinking with a vision, one that is truly creative, one that possesses genuine beauty, that encompasses a particular kind of outlook, a vision that genuinely serves the environment and also serves nature, exactly as we have just stated at this very moment, particularly during this current year of the family. How do we go about integrating the various tools and raw materials along with some of the decorative elements with the aesthetics of family or family structure? For instance, the ornaments found in the UAE's heritage architecture, perhaps through a window, through the decorations on the doors, or possibly from the ornaments on the roofs of houses. In this way, we can potentially benefit from the things that are already available to us, things that are right here at our fingertips, or readily found in the marketplace. But we then add to them a unique kind of intellectual and artistic creativity.
At this moment, we are going to be undertaking the creation of a prominent sculptural piece, and then how exactly we can connect this, or perhaps more accurately, link our national identity directly to the theme of the Year of the Family, all while making sure to effectively utilize some of the various tools and resources that we currently have available right here with us.
You can add to it and preserve it. What exactly is sculpture, generally speaking?
Adding, meaning you're putting things on and taking them off. So you're adding to one section, pause, and then taking away from another section, pause. So in this particular situation here, pause, I observe that there's a sunken carving, pause, and then right here, there's a raised carving, pause. So I created this panel based on that idea.
You can see how bas relief is when we cut from the surface, and intaglio is when we carve into the surface, and bas relief is also when we add to the surface. So there's a contrast.
There are concave and convex parts, concave and convex. In this situation, we can even see through the lighting that sculpture is essentially light and shadow. So through the lighting, it becomes clear. The whole subject, once you're done, becomes quite clear. I mean, it's evident through the surfaces. When we then complete the artwork, we add the textures. Sometimes we might place some decorative elements in one part, or perhaps incorporate small granules into another section. This means in this particular way, we also need to learn about textures. Textures are absolutely essential for you to understand how you interact with the surface of the artistic work.
Why? Because this provides you with aesthetic dimensions, and at the same time, you can express the subject through what? Through surfaces, through the elevation and depression of the surface, or through the surface's texture.
We, through the lines, I mean, these are curved lines here, always family and motherhood and all of that, it has a strong connection. So I made the existing lines, the way they're drawn, express a kind of interconnectedness based on what?
I tie it to our national identity, and then I take some traditional motifs from the environment and incorporate them into the artwork. So we create a bond between the environment and the family, or between the environment and people, a kind of connection and intimacy.
So what will it be? It will be a common, a shared connection.
It's perceived through the lines, through the subtle rise and fall of surfaces, through the different textures that become apparent, and through the intricate process of light and shadow. You'll clearly distinguish parts that are prominent and others that appear recessed, for example. Then, once I apply the decorative elements, you will certainly notice it much more distinctly.
Some people like this trimming to remove the excess, and some people don't. It's whatever suits you. It's like the color of your workspace. Sometimes you lighten the color, sometimes you darken it, sometimes a light brush, sometimes a wide brush.
Well, it really depends on the artist. Whatever you personally find most appropriate for your needs is always better. Sometimes no, it's quite possible to achieve it with almost anything, even starting from this point here. I could simply just tap on this, give it a few basic indications, and it would be perfectly done. What I mean is, you see, an artist possesses the ability to work with virtually any kind of tool. So look at this, for instance. This surface, I could use it instead of pointing. I mean, what else does it provide? If I wanted to add features to it later, how would I do that?
But before anything else, what exactly am I controlling?
The composition needs to be absolutely clear. Then I approach it, little by little. Like, yes, like a painting, first you lay down the initial lines, you then refine and confirm those lines, ensuring the elements are positioned within the artwork in a way that is balanced, meaning they are significant and hold importance in the overall piece. All right, then you proceed to the, the second stage, which is where you really focus on how you go about creating all the intricate details. We don't focus on the details at the very beginning. The most crucial aspect is the overall outline. That is to say, the fundamental outlines. And then, you can always make changes. For instance, sometimes you might have placed something and then realized it wasn't quite harmonious with the overall composition, or perhaps you positioned an element on a specific surface within the artwork and then noticed it wasn't balanced with another part. No, you absolutely can change it because it's entirely within your control, meaning you can remove things and add new ones. This makes the whole process very flexible and smooth.
You're not saying that's it, right? I'll just make another one, not this. No, you just keep taking and giving. There should be, it should be easy.
So we're currently working, with abstract lines as our foundation. Then these lines are essentially curved lines, which are the arc-shaped ones, and they carry meaning or have a connection with the circle. The circle, generally speaking, has both a beginning and an end. Well, it has so many things, so many deep implications contained within it, in the circle. It always, when it's the embracing warmth of a mother's lap, that's also a circle. Therefore, even the lines that you incorporate into your design elements must possess a clear objective and convey a specific message. They absolutely cannot be arbitrary or haphazard. Occasionally, it's perfectly acceptable for some portions to include decorative elements or similar embellishments. However, if you are establishing a fundamental theme, particularly one that is abstract, you absolutely must clearly indicate the intended direction of these elements. How? For example, the hands, the clothing, the intricate decorations that are present within the artistic work. All of this serves as clear evidence of the vision's clarity and how effectively you manage to convey the core idea to the audience, to the recipient. It needs to be clearer. Some people, they'll say, I don't really know what you're getting at. And it's not a fault on my part to clarify for them. I tell him, no, I placed these lines here specifically to express a certain idea. And it's essential that we teach the students from now on to understand the elements of an artwork and the content of the artwork. The content that is present in the artwork. Why? Because this must give them positive thinking. When they present an idea, that idea truly needs to be profound. It shouldn't be a random haphazard thought where one might say, why? I don't even know what I did. That approach simply doesn't exist here. What I mean is, art is essentially a powerful message. The real question is, how do you effectively convey this message to others? We stated that we would connect it to our national identity, incorporating the very essence of family values.
So, at the very least, the elements of the content that are available must clearly express this particular vision.
This is simply what we are doing at this moment in order to demonstrate the entire process of both intaglio and relief carving. We'll show how we modify the surfaces for both relief and intaglio carving, and also cover the various types of carving. We will provide models, and in a very simplified way, so that the teacher, who of course has already studied and is knowledgeable, can then make it accessible for the students. There is a specific direction in terms of how some of the tools are utilized. And as I've previously told you all, an artist, even if their primary specialization is sculpture or perhaps it's painting, the natural course of action is that they absolutely must practice all of the various types of art that are available, because it's essential for them to explore each one. At the present moment, a significant portion of young individuals or artists are increasingly turning to the use of even tools and raw materials that are entirely unprecedented and not typically considered. Because every time there are new technologies, new raw materials, and new substances emerging, post-science within mere minutes reveals to us a vast array of different materials. So it is imperative that we take advantage of these and then further develop our innovative ideas. These raw materials offer us profound intellectual dimensions. If we, instead of just you and I, were to restrict ourselves to using only this particular clay, no, the essence of this clay has now become something quite simple. They turned to materials that were much easier and faster to utilize for assistance. In the current era, time is a precious commodity for people, so you absolutely must complete the work swiftly, just as I mentioned to you. For instance, these intricate decorations are prefabricated, which greatly simplified things for the artist, meaning instead of spending time carving, he can accomplish it very quickly.
There are other things. You see, there are other materials that are ready to use immediately, that the sculptor can simply apply. And within an hour or two, the entire piece is finished and it becomes completely solid. So that's how it works.
And regarding the sculpting process, you might have noticed earlier I was wearing a glove because I have a bit of an allergy.
So in sculpting, typically when you take the clay into your hands, you immediately sense its unique texture. It's absolutely vital that the hand itself is the instrument that truly perceives. I mean, the artist's profound sensory connection, their intimate feeling for the raw material, plays an incredibly significant role and has a massive impact on the creative process and the outcome. Sometimes the clay itself varies from one type to another. Some have granules, others don't. I work with plaster, so it's different. This is where your vision comes in, even for the tools you use.
In the beginning, it was just a single flat surface, and then we proceeded to create the composition. The specific details involve my connection of Isra with the national identity. This national identity is essentially the urban heritage, or more specifically, the Islamic heritage that is present within the traditional architecture of the United Arab Emirates.
The lines also express the family unity and bonding in the UAE. Islamic ornamentation is an integral part of our Islamic heritage.
Now, so it doesn't dry out, we'll have to put some plastic wrap on it.
So we can come back and work on it again. We cover it with this type of plastic so it doesn't dry out or get spoiled.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Now we will be discussing sculpture, specifically three-dimensional sculpture. Three-dimensional sculpture, of course, the most crucial element is to ensure it possesses a foundational structure, which is commonly referred to as an armature, or simply the underlying support that bears the weight of the entire form. When we take a mass, whether it's a person or just a form, and we want to embody it as an artistic creation, it is absolutely essential that there be an internal structure or something to support this structure, because we're building with clay, and clay is quite dense. So there must be some kind of iron that provides, a certain rigidity to hold the clay. The three-dimensional work, of course, isn't something that can be finished in just one day, but I'm trying my absolute best to ensure that its overall form becomes clearly visible. That's why we put in the armature, or the internal framework, because the clay needs to remain in place for several days, or sometimes for certain sculptures it might even stay for a month, or perhaps 2 months, or even up to 15 days. Therefore, it's absolutely essential that the internal framework can withstand the weight of the clay, and that's precisely why an internal support structure is created for it. So we place the base, which is made of wood, and then we secure the main structure to it. This can be done using welding, or you might opt to weld iron pieces, or perhaps use a specific type of strong, durable wires to ensure it's firmly attached. And at the same time, when the artist is at work or the sculptor is busy with their craft, the piece itself absolutely needs to be moving in this specific way. There absolutely must be a rotating platform underneath it, because it's essential to be able to view the three-dimensional artwork from every single angle. And as I am working, my focus, my eyes must be on every side, every single corner, so that I can truly sculpt the form, the overall structure, or the mass of the piece from all possible directions. Simultaneously, it is being presented so that people can view it from every single direction. Every aspect of the model holds significance. This is first and foremost the most crucial point. Once the framework is in place, we then begin to construct this structure by figuring out how to apply the clay. Because if we apply the clay in this manner, it will simply fall off and won't hold. There are quite a number of different things that we could potentially use. We could either use the specific material, the foil. Now, why do we use the foil? We use it for the foil. We use it because we need it to be very light in weight. That's why we specifically use foil. And sometimes we also use specific types of mesh. So that it can be placed inside the main structure in this particular manner. And then we secure it with metallic wires. So now, God willing, we're going to start right from the very beginning. We'll be building the structure, and the whole basis for it is how we can truly embody a sculptural work, bringing it to life through this particular shape. And as I've told you,
because I mean the foil is extremely light when we place it on top. And then after that, we'll also be putting this specific type of mesh pause. But initially, we'll just put this.
Even if we are putting together this initial framework, it is absolutely imperative that we truly consider how the artistic work will ultimately take shape. I mean, for example, if you were to create a structure, a framework for a human being or for any person, pause, it's absolutely essential that we know. Pause, you know, the precise size of the head, pause, then the neck, pause, and then, of course, the shoulders, pause before we proceed downwards to the rest of the body.
And from every single direction, just as I've told you before, we absolutely must see.
Even in the beginning. Work, of course.
We must determine how we started the work. First, the base was crafted from a sturdy piece of wood. Then, the overall framework, the main skeleton, was meticulously constructed using various wires. Inside this wire structure, I carefully attempted to build the body itself, utilizing several pieces of gauze, along with some additional wires, all meticulously tied together. This intricate process was essential to ensure that the clay would firmly adhere to the underlying framework.
After that, I carefully placed the clay to provide a foundational strength for the overall structure, and then I meticulously sculpted it, bringing forth all the intricate details of the human form. And ultimately, I aim to portray a different facet of the Emirati woman in how she stands alongside men, shoulder to shoulder, contributing to cultural development and to the overall progress taking place within our society. This is evident through her steadfast support for our soldiers and through her current influential stance in defense of her beloved homeland, her ancestral land, and her proud Arab identity.
She is the daughter of the desert and the daughter of
Earth. Zayed. Good, of course.
right now. After what?
I completed the structure and I really wanted to make sure that it would incorporate a significant part of the traditional women's clothing that is so deeply rooted in Emirati heritage.
So for us, a woman must always have an abaya on. She must be wearing an abaya. And I really wanted the abaya to have a certain kind of rhythm.
This rhythm is a clear and undeniable testament to the crucial domain of development where women stand shoulder to shoulder with men, sharing an equal and singular value, acting as a unified and essential element across all diverse aspects and spheres of life.
So the kind of embodiment, or rather the physical representation that is present here in the abaya, it truly serves as a clear indication of the profound values that a woman carries within herself.
For motherhood, for her home, for her community, and for herself, she is truly proud of who she is. The Emirati woman is a truly significant and great figure.
It's all about the very essence, the core substance. It's about conveying a certain kind of suggestion and implication of everything a woman embodies, including her deepest emotions, the profound hidden feelings that reside within her as a mother and as a woman.
Of course, now this ground, this floor, I'm going to put decorations on it from the Emirati heritage. And why? Because it is from the earth and it returns to the earth. It's rhythmic, meaning it always has a dynamic rhythmic element. I took this ornamentation and placed it. My dear brothers and sisters, esteemed teachers, you have my utmost respect and appreciation for your efforts in conveying vital knowledge through art to the younger generation.
Today we use one of the themes of the Year of the Family, which is connecting national identity with women, with the Emirati family. You, mashallah, have many themes, 7 themes in fact. Anyone can address one of the many aspects.
And when there are several distinct themes, just as they are laid out within the program, it will possess a much greater, that is to say, artistic merit and a deeper semantic significance, as well as a strong visual impact in terms of what we are going to witness throughout the exhibition,
and God willing, the works will be presented there.
A sincerest greetings to you all once again, and our thanks. We anticipate, God willing, many wonderful contributions from you in the Year of the Family.